G'day people, just taking a little bit of a break from fiddling around with some locks, doing a bit of picking, filming a tiny amount of it and uploading none of it. But I might actually upload this just for the sake of showing you this little bit of a modification I've made to my briquage reverse action tweezers. What I've basically done is just added an extra element to these tweezers, in particular this element up the top here. The basic purpose is to help to push pins when you're repinning a lock. From time to time when you're repinning a lock, the spring pressure pushing out of the Bible will push the pin up into your tweezers and not leave so much sticking out the bottom to lock into the pin chamber. But the idea here is if it does slip out, you can just push it back up, or even you can just hold it at a certain point so that it doesn't slip out. Okay, so there wasn't much involved with the modification at all, really. I just took this square-ish section of brass, put a bit of a slot through the middle to be able to slide the end of the tweezers in, and then to be able to lock it onto the end of the tweezers, I put a hole right through the middle with a 3.2mm drill bit, and then added threading with a 4mm tap. And this enabled me to use these 4mm grub screws, or 4mm Allen screws if you prefer, to be able to firmly attach this little section of brass to the end of the tweezers. And the purpose for building this little thing here was just to be able to hold this bent bit of piano wire in place. So I should add, just for the sake of clarity, that the hole that I drilled through here does not go through the tweezers. I didn't make any modification at all physically to these tweezers. It's just the pressure on the Allen screws, or the grub screws, that holds this section onto the end of the tweezers. I didn't want to make any permanent modifications to them. This is just something that I wanted to make so that if I wanted this thing, I could just quickly slip it on, tighten it up, and be able to use it. And if I decided I didn't need it for any particular reason, I could just loosen these grub screws and just remove it completely and have my normal tweezers. And so there you have it, my low budget modification to my tweezers, which I think, depending on the situation, will make life easier. Or in any case, it gives me another choice. I should probably add too, this is not my idea. A little while ago I just happened to notice some tweezers made by HPC, which had a little thing on the end that was permanently attached, that you could slot the wire into and tighten it down with a kind of a screw mechanism on top. And I just like the idea, but being a cheap bastard that doesn't mind doing things for myself, I decided rather than spend the money and the shipping to get a hold of those, I would just see what bits of scrap I had laying around and do it for myself. So, small amount of effort, and I got something interesting. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. Hope you find that useful, and I'll see you on another day. Bye for now.